Peace, family. This is your brother, Mr. Holipsism. Just came last night from seeing Man of Steel. And I must say that this is probably, well, not probably, this is the best Superman movie yet. And I don't know if anybody knows this, but everybody knows in my circle how much I hate Superman. And the reason why I hate Superman so much is because his character is, I don't really consider Superman even a superhero character, like on the level of, let's say, a Spider-Man or Batman or Iron Man or the Hulk, and these characters. Superman is also is like on the level of Goku and Mighty Mouse and Underdog and just ridiculously amped up powered. It's like when you play a video game and you set your character to invincible and then you go through all the stages. You know, that's not interesting to me. Superman was never an interesting character. It's like um it's just an ultimate fanboy character. It's like whenever he can't do something, you just assign him powers. I wouldn't be surprised now if Superman went against Magneto, since he's the Man of Steel, Magneto should be able to kill him. But in the DC universe, if he ever fought Magneto, all of a sudden Superman would have the power of magnetism as one of his powers. So they just, he's just a character that I just don't like. And I don't like any character that's based on those Superman type characters like Thanos and all of these characters that's, omnipotent and eternal. Get the fuck out of here. Those are not interesting characters. I mean, it's ridiculously powered as the Hulk is. The Hulk has limitations, and the Hulk can be killed. The Hulk can be beaten. You know, and he has people that are in his league or his category. There's nobody in Superman's planet, nobody in his universe in terms of his power set for what the way that DC wrote this character. So who's he gonna fight? All his Krypton people are dead. So who's he gonna fight? Anyway, that's another side. Let's get back to the movie. What made me like this movie was that you got to get some insight into why Clark Kent or Kal-El, what his name, Kel, Kal-El, I think that's his name, or Rel, I don't know. Um, you got some insight into why he is the way that he is. Like Superman is the ultimate Boy Scout. He's the ultimate um, good guy in the old good guy versus bad guy paradigm. He always does the right thing. He doesn't want to kill people. He doesn't fight to kill. He just, fights to stop people and whatever. So he turns the other cheek a lot. He knows that he's very powerful, so he's very respectful of people that aren't powerful, and he just treats human beings like they're children. Like children that need to be protected. So you got some insight into why he was that way. You also got some insight into what was going on at Krypton. And by the way, Russell Crowe played a fantastic character as the father. And also, Kevin Costner did a great job as his father on Earth. And it was funny, but they were pretty similar characters. Like the father on Earth and Kevin Costner and the father and Jor-El, Superman's father on Krypton. Um, and the most interesting thing about the movie was General Zod to me, because you totally got where General Zod was coming from. Like before in the old Superman movie when they had General Zod in it, you know, you knew that the basic storyline is the same. Like he was isolated or put into some prison by the people of Krypton. But this got a little bit more in depth as to what happened in Krypton. And you can totally understand where this guy was coming from. It wasn't like he was coming from a place where He just wanted to kill indiscriminately because he could. He was basically trying to save his people. You know, it's like super, and that's what made the movie kind of interesting because Superman was trying to protect, human beings, and Zod was trying to make sure that the lineage of Kryptonites, of the people of Krypton went on. And I don't want to give away anything, but that made an interesting dynamic, and it also gave General Zod some depth. Um, Also, another thing is by having General Zod and other Kryptonians that he was with, Superman, it wasn't no cakewalk for him because everybody that was there was on his same power level, if not greater. There were some characters who were even stronger than he was. So his fate wasn't always, it was you didn't feel like, all right, yeah, he's gonna do it, he's gonna make it. It was always that sense of tension based on the fact that he had people that were his equals that he was fighting, and that's one thing that I loved that they did in this movie because I can't stand Lex Luthor. You know, Lex Luthor should be absolutely no threat to Superman at all. You know, you know what I mean? It's like it reminds me of that line in that movie, The Watchmen, where the guy, Mr. Manhattan or Dr. Manhattan, went up against this dude who was supposed to be one of the smartest men on the planet, and he told him that the world's smartest man poses no more threat to me than his smartest insect. And that's how I feel about Lex Luthor. It's like, unless Lex Luthor has kryptonite, which Superman really must be the dumbest motherfucker in the world, because every time he goes against Lex Luthor, what else is Lex Luthor going to defeat him with but kryptonite? What he going to do? Beat him in a fist fight? There's nothing that Lex Luthor can do that can keep Superman off of his ass. So if Superman is coming to get Lex Luthor, duh, why is he always so shocked when Lex Luthor pulls out kryptonite? It makes absolutely no sense. That's why I hate this character. But, I don't want to get distracted. Let me go back to the movie. Um, just having people that was on his level helped. Now, I don't know how this is going to play out. I thought there was going to be some type of tie-in to the Justice League, but I didn't see that. Um, I didn't see any reference to it or whatever. The character of Superman could actually work with the Batman character that Christopher Nolan created. The way that they did Superman, um, I mean, I hate to use realistic because that character is not realistic, but they made it about as realistic as you possibly could given that type of character. And I don't know what DC is going to do. I mean, Marvel set the template. They really need to do what Marvel did. Forget about the fact that people are going to say that you're biting. Who gives a damn? There's not really much of a way you can set it up, a multi-hero movie, other than the way that Marvel did it. You got to introduce these characters in each movie, and you got to build toward that climax. So I don't know if that's what their plan is or whatever. And plus, me personally, DC has a lot of characters that just don't translate over into real time. I mean, of course we're being relative because we're talking about superheroes, but some superheroes translate well. Batman translates well, Spider-Man translates well, even the Hulk translates well when it's done right. Even and this Superman translated well for you know, what they needed him to be. And you're gonna enjoy the movie. I would strongly suggest to go see it. It's very action packed, especially toward the end. It's oh, that's another thing. This is just an aside. Superman did well, this isn't a bunch of a shocker, Superman does save the day, but damn, the collateral damage that these guys did, it was like, he may have saved the planet Earth, but he damn sure didn't save Metropolis. Metropolis is going to need some really serious cleanup crew after the damage that they did to that city. But other than that, it was a great movie. I saw it in IMAX 3D because I wanted to get the full experience, and it was worth it. It was great. And there was one chick that General Zod had that was really, really, she was more intense than he was. She whooped Superman's ass. But yeah, I like the fact that he had some competition this time, and I think that's what people's biggest complaint is about Superman. So I don't know where they're going to go with this. His powers are ridiculous, so I don't know if anybody else is going to be able to challenge him in future movies. But for this movie, they did what they were supposed to do. The guy playing Superman, Henry Cavill, was great. I was really impressed by him and interested in his growth and his development as a character. You know, he wasn't he was it was very a very understated role, but he had the type of charisma and he made you feel vested in him as a person, in Clark Kent, and he did it in a very subtle way. And I think he's probably, to me, the best Superman they've gotten yet. Even I was never really a big Superman fan, and I like Christopher Reeve and everything, and I can't really complain about that because that was way back then before the technology was up to where it is now. Christopher Reeve was a good Superman, but I think that for what DC needs Superman to be, this is the Superman, and Henry Cavill is the guy that should be playing it, and I think he plays it better than any of the other guys that I've ever seen handle that role. So anyway, I'm out of here. Go see it, and I will holler at you people later. Peace.